Oh right, it just launches into this place. Just right into this iconic hallway in a game with no menu. Oh, you can't even turn around at the beginning of the game, huh? They really don't want you to be confused about how to play the game. Alright, oh, is this feeling a little... You know, I can't judge the sensitivity from here. Alright, so, following the directions, you launch the game, you start a new game, I tab out. I launch Witness Randomizer. Enter a seed. Should have thought of a seed faster. How many characters? Okay. 6 letters. Marrow. Randomize. Please enter a number between 1 and a bunch of 9. Okay, it's just numbers. 236236. Randomize. There's my number if you want to play along. There you go. I'll have to link this somewhere. So before doing intro and stuff, I'm like, just did it work? Well, I know it worked. Okay, that sure looks like it worked. That's weird. Normal 236236. Set seed. Oh, do you let go to confirm it? Oh man, okay, yeah, definitely too high. What? Oh, right. One of them is panels and one of them is my camera. Let's just see how this feels for now. Did it save? Okay. Okay. This is like acceptable-ish? Okay. We did it. Good luck. Uh-oh. This is gonna take some tweaking, is how it's... shit. Is how it's going. It's fine. I'll eventually be safe from the menus. Alright, so yeah, guys, remember that 10-year anniversary thing I was doing? We're finally doing more of it. Here we go. The Witness Randomizer, I figure, is one of the higher priority things I wanted to get to after the Demon Souls playthrough and so on. This is going to be a spoiler-filled playthrough, so please go back and watch my original playthrough of The Witness if you haven't, or, you know, preferably go play it yourself. It's one of those discovery sort of games where you can't really undiscover things. I say that, but it came out in 2016, and now it's 2022, so I have definitely undiscovered some shit over the years. I have definitely forgotten more of the game. But this mod is supposed to randomize all of the puzzles, so it's not the original ones again. So that's like a fun reason to come back to the game, so I thought that'd be worth a go, and that's what we're doing. Man, I remember gauging interest on like, hey, you guys want me to do a 2 years later series where I come back to The Witness and just kind of do like a quicker playthrough where we just revisit the game that is kind of important to me. Like, I loved this game, and it was my favorite game of the year, and is one of my favorite puzzle games, but also it kind of helped me cement this as a job. Like, the Witness series did so well that it kind of pushed me over the margin of like, okay, let's have a Patreon and let's do this as a long haul thing. And I did this series while I was at my depressing cubicle job, and like, I quit that job that year. I don't think it was during The Witness. I remember really, especially since I was doing the completionism stuff at the end, I was really struggling to finish the Witness series while working that job full time and so on. But like, we got there. And yeah, like by like mid to late 2016, I like quit my job, and then we don't talk about the rest of 2016 because it's not a lot of great news after that point. Hello, bud. This is a pretty decent intro that the game has, which is just the fact, like, as a tutorial, it's like, okay, this game's about mazes. Here's a maze. We'll extrapolate from there later, but for now, here's the most obvious thing you could encounter. It's just a maze. You know what a maze is, right? I probably don't have to explain that. And the game hedges on the idea that it doesn't. It does do a little tricky thing, which is that one of the things is unsolvable, which introduces the idea that maybe not everything will be solvable, or at least for this area, that's definitely a thing that's going on. I do have to just kind of trust that the randomizer's working, because I don't remember the original puzzles themselves. But I do like that it has a combined seed, because that means that we can all share the experience. Oh, here, they're introducing what counts as a solution here, because it's the rounded ones. So you guys can play the exact one that I play. And we're introducing the beams that connect things together. And also that every single maze can fundamentally just look different. It's interesting because, yeah, they are deliberately evoking mazes here, but for most of the game, they're like grids, from what I can remember. Much less explicitly a maze in this way, but they break from the format of the rest of the game a bit to introduce these mechanics in a way that you will find most familiar as like the Star Trek, the Star Trek style freaking go-to thing. They're also introducing these beams, these cables that you gotta follow to tell what's. Oops, except I messed up. Is it the Star Trek thing? It's like we took the form that you would find most acceptable or pleasing or whatever when you're dealing with like a deity. I like how elegant this intro is. It's like, stuff doesn't work. Why doesn't stuff work? Gotta piece it together. Hopefully wordlessly. Except for all these words I'm saying. I will be spoiling the shit out of stuff, by the way. Like, there are things I can't unspoil once I spoil them, and they will get spoiled this episode because I'm not going to pretend I don't know they exist. So, seriously, this game's worth checking out if you have not done so already. This is very much a new game plus / late in the channel's later in the channel's life revisiting series. That went outside, and I don't know how to get outside right now, so let's probably go the other way. Introducing the idea that there can be multiple solutions that affect the world around you. Isn't that neat? It is really neat being back here. I have not played this game a single time since that year. Sup? We good? We good? There's like a door right here? No. There's some way to get back outside. For now, I should just pre-solve it the other way. I don't think it's gonna relock the door, right? So let's go ahead and send the beam outside. The power, I guess. And then wherever that is, I'll get to that later. And I won't have to come back in here to solve it. Let's see if I can find one of the things. I've seen a few of them, but I don't necessarily see how to do them yet. They're sneaky sometimes. They can be legitimately extremely sneaky. Is it out here? Ooh. That one's messing with my brain. I don't remember how to connect it. But I see it so obviously. I mean, I've already seen the secret ending. I just sound deranged to anyone that hasn't played this game. Hello. Upstairs. There was a really weird... there was a very frustrating Achievement Hunter video back in the day of this game where one person was trying to play the game and everyone else is trying to be funny and do jokes and make a funny comedy video out of the video game that is a slow, like... Alright, final warning for spoilers. Alright, well. That's just it's really satisfying. I've seen these in real life continually since I played this fucking game. The brain infection you get of just like always seeing these things abso-fucking-lutely everywhere because of that thing. Just being trained to spot them anywhere you go. Alright. Can I get outside the other way around? This is gonna be such a weird mix of blind and extremely not blind at the same time. I've definitely forgotten, at least for the moment, what some of the actual entire mechanics are of some regions. So that'll be a thing to rediscover. I bet there's a reason to be up here. Yep. I'm not going to recomplete this game because that's an agonizingly long, time-consuming thing that I've already done before. But you betcha that I'm going to search for any ones that I can along the way. And we'll see which ones I find. But I'm not doing 100% again. That's just, it's not really even like a let's play at some point. It's just me like being like, alright, I found another one, here's a clip, and then putting those all together into a video. It's just, that's the kind of hyper time consuming looking around that, okay, so the panel does reclose, but the door is already open so it doesn't lock. That's the type of like hyper time consuming project that like, it's not worth repeating in that form. They let me come up here, which makes me think there's a reason to come up here. Oh. Those definitely look connected in a way that stands out. But those things are closed. I bet there's one I can do here. This just seems like a place that would exist for a reason. You know? But I'm also not going to agonize, like, indefinitely if I don't see something. Oop. I still remember there was somebody that was really mad at me, and they were convinced that I had to have, like, been spoiled on it or looked up how to those solutions. Well, first of all, I'm like, how do you look up such a weird puzzle thing than that? Because they were just so mad that I had solved it in any way other than the one place you're supposed to learn about that mechanic. And I'm like, sir, this is supposed to be everywhere in the game, and you're supposed to just recognize it one day because it looks like the puzzles you're solving all the time. There's just one really, really, really obvious place near the end of the game that's almost like a failure state, honestly, of like, if you got this far and still haven't seen one, we're gonna make a distressingly obvious one. It's the waterfall on top of the mountain. But they were like, that's exactly where you're supposed to learn about it, and if you show any evidence that you know what those things are before that point, then you cheated. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but this is actually a mark against you, not me. You're admitting that you got that far in the game without noticing these things that are everywhere. And that is a lack of curiosity that I cannot relate to. Hello. Shit. Okay, so we don't know what this mechanic is yet, or we're not supposed to, but I think pretty sure I remember this one. Yep, just get all the dots. Yeah. So if you go all the way around here, you still can't solve these puzzles unless you've been taught them before. Or you just want to sit here and agonize over them until you have figured them out. This one's significantly harder. Or it's not. Separate black and white and cover every dot. Wait, why did I do that? Oh, hey. Was there a puzzle on the other side? It's just a shortcut, I guess, so I don't go all the way around. Hello.
Of all the communities available to us.
Well, time to turn on some fucking subtitles. There you go.
There's not one I would want to devote myself to. Except for the Society of True Searchers. Which has very few living members at any time. Albert Einstein, 1924.
Did I do it? No! I've only got 1, 3, 2. That's why I'm trying to go that way. So this mechanic is that you have to cover the borders of each of these by the number of triangles that are there. So that's why that one blinks, is because I only got one side. The problem is that if I make a cup like this, then I can't go back down to get the other stuff. If I go around like this, I don't get that one twice. Maybe I'm making the mistake at the very beginning? It's a bad angle. Ah, right. Yeah, no, I can't do that at a weird angle. Gotta even out my menu. Sometimes maybe the entire path is wrong, you need to start over. There it is. Sometimes you're trying too hard to fix the ending of something, but you need to actually start over entirely. This game's so pretty. When I played this game, I had never played Myst. Which is kind of funny now. Because now I've done the entire series. I almost said at Patreon gunpoint. It was a little bit at Patreon gunpoint, but I had a great time with those games. I love the Myst series. Or more specifically, I had launched Myst 1. And then, I was staring at that one. I'd gone so far as, like, encountering Myst organically on, like, a grandparent's computer and being so baffled by it, in a way similar to which I was baffled by CRPGs. And, just absolutely not being able to understand what even the game was. What am I looking at here? Okay. That's a lot of potential exits. So we're trying to separate white from black. But that gets in the way. So if I go around that way, for starters, are we better off? That's only a starting point, not an ending point. Is it helpful to start in the middle? Thinking not. Pressure of solving puzzles live for people. That's definitely bad. I think I was on the right path at the beginning-ish. But am I? Bleh. Wait. Blaring mistake at the beginning here. Alright. What can I change about my approach here? I need that to not be there. It's pretty bad. Should I go around... I can't go around black the same way. That fundamentally does not follow the dots in a really glaring bad way. But there is like enough space that I could cut across. Yeah. Oops. Got a little too excited there at the end. There we go. Well, that's aesthetically pleasing to watch. Goodbye. Tree. Is that a Mario reference? The bushes and the clouds are the same. Is that a Mario? That looks like... I don't know if it looks like the Mario bush cloud or not, but... Huh. They just had fun with perspective in this game. Obviously. Ta-da! We are similarly not rewatching all of these. That is, we've done it before. and I've had my videos blocked for copyright before, and we don't need to do that again. Which one of you is more of an intro? I think it's 2 parallel tutorials. For ideas. Yeah, this one's about the dots. Oh yeah, the scrolling. Yeah. I think this came out on phones or something. Alright, I didn't really finish my thought. But I knew that people would like this game. Because I like this game and so on. I mean, I'm phrasing that weird. I played the game and I liked it. And I knew that there had to be plenty of people that would like this game. It's just a really cool puzzle game. But a lot of the mainstream YouTube Let's Player type people kept bouncing off of it and with often resoundingly negative opinions about the game. I remember previously recorded calling it a scam, which was confusing. And I don't know why they went in such a bizarre direction with that. Like, the vitriol was strange. But I guess a lot of times just defaulting to weird amounts of anger is just what gamers understand, I guess. That's the ending point. But calling this game a scam was an incredibly weird move. It's like, you could just not like a puzzle game. You could even call it bad, but what a weird direction to take things. And then yeah, like the Achievement Hunter video, it was incredibly grating because people wanted to just play the puzzle game and just accept it as a puzzle game and just kind of vibe with like what the game is and just kind of go, yeah. But they're trying to make it a funny, jokey, high-energy video, and I'm like, that's not... You've fundamentally made a mistake in your choice of how to start video. Gotta go a little higher, and then I won't... Because you can't use the same corners ever. There you go. And so, specifically, I got a lot of viewership that I could just see, because like, I saw that my own video was in the suggested videos in the sidebar of that video, at least algorithmically, for some people, including me. And and in my analytics, I got a lot of suggested video views from that Achievement Hunter video. So by making a preposterously frustrating video on their very high viewership channel, they accidentally gave a lot of viewership to me in my itty bitty tiny baby channel, and that, like, in an important way kind of launched my career. What a world to exist in. It's often smartest to start on the opposite side from wherever your goal is. Maximum mobility. So we're continuing to separate white and black. They're adding some messiness here. So here I can only go in certain directions because these are cut off. But there's a lot of little nuances to the line puzzles, because you can't reuse the same wall, but you also can't reuse the same corners, and that gets really restrictive. And in these ones, having the ability to reach the walls is important because we need to be able to cut off the segments and so on. Ba-doop-ba-doop. But like, I absolutely know how that works. Let's see. When you're just trying to make an entertaining video and then it's like not working like tone-wise because you've like picked the wrong game or it's the wrong group and you're just kind of doing it. And when you're a larger group of things where there's that many people, there isn't really like a coherent individuality to like the creative choices of the whole thing. So people are just kind of going, and then it's like, I don't know, a bunch of people get together to record, pass it off to somebody else to edit it, and just wash your hands of it, move on with their life, go on to the next project. And so I can see how those kinds of videos end up happening. But they're the byproduct of your messy corporate stuff is profitable for me. Shit, what am I looking at here? Can't go that way. Blah. Getting some finickiness. There's a bit of a Pac-Man effect sometimes when you're trying to move the joystick. You're trying to move your mouse around and it like does weird things. But to do it with the controller is to have to do the whole thing at a fixed movement speed, which is its own iffiness, I think. I don't know. For the most part, your timing doesn't matter until that one part of the game where it really, really matters. Yeah? There we go. That probably took me longer than it should have. But in a funny way, it's part of why I balk a little bit whenever somebody is like, play popular game that everybody wants you to play. Because I'm like, I literally made a living by not being that person. I'm the weirdo that plays the game that everyone else, all the mainstream people, are being frustrating with. Yeah, it's not. So what does this tell us? This is a loopy loop that we can't get it. We should start here then. Because you cannot go around that white one. There we go. It was a only had, I put this cut off. So like you had to do the loop all the way around, and that significantly reduces your ability to get pretty much anything fucking done. Does this even lead anywhere? You don't even have like cables, do you? There's cables between you guys, but that's it. I don't think you open up anything. Just teaching me your ways. I remember a few near here. Oh, it's the Symmetry. Yeah. It's really satisfying until it's really frustrating. I have to be upstairs, don't I? See you, though. Actually, it's amazing how glaring some of them can be once you know they exist. Like, it's right there. But now people get to have a double dose of me missing things, where I'll be missing environmental puzzles that they're pointing out, and I'll be missing the recordings. There's a lot of comments where people can't believe that I don't see a recording that's right there on the screen, which is a fundamental element of like the way that people like. As a Let's Player, you're looking at one part of the screen and you're moving around and looking around and so on. But like as the audience, you're not playing the game and you're not controlling the camera. You're just kind of passively hanging out, and that leaves your eyes free to wander all over the place, and that makes certain things seem really obvious to the audience that the Let's Player is missing. And people call it Let's Player blindness, which is not really a fair way of putting it. It's just the fact that like you have so much brain space freed up and you don't have to control or think about or do anything. So you're just kind of looking around randomly, basically, a lot of the time at whatever randomly catches your fancy, which can suddenly be like the thing that the Let's Player is missing. Okay, so here our beams move in symmetry. Means we can only go in directions that are available on both sides. Oops. Got a little too confident that the cursor was going to make it when I clicked. The bolts are over them, but I have multiple starting points to pick from, and only one of them can be right. And I don't think it's that one. They're conditioning me to try using either side. I sure hope the randomizer is actually randomizing. I'll have to double check this video when I finish recording it against my own previous episode to make sure that the puzzles look different and it didn't just like show me a thing. I mean, it showing me the thing at the beginning was definitely a confidence booster. It sure seemed like it was working. Yeah, that's kind of incomprehensible at this point, isn't it? Something else needs to happen still to make this place make sense. The symmetry. I love that. The symmetry-oriented area. You go through a symmetry place, then you open the door, and then here's perfect reflections everywhere you look. Like, unreasonably perfect reflections, just to nail the symmetry idea as much as possible. It's thematically consistent with the level that you played. I think this game... I think it took 8 years for this game to come out after Braid. I missed this completely. And I think we're like... getting there again. I guess it's been 6 years now? Since this came out? I bet this is one where I have to reach the opposite one or something. No? That'd be pretty hard. Because you can't cross the other beam. Yeah, because you can't... This trips up my brain a bit. Which is the point of puzzles, but like... But I switch back and forth between the two of them in terms of which one my brain is... Which one I'm actually controlling directly with my mind. I switch back and forth between the two beams over and over again pretty seamlessly and just kind of keep going. Because whenever you hit a barrier, you gotta pivot to the other one to figure out how to get around the barrier. Boop. There's something really chill about how fast-paced these early puzzles are. I remember this game being really grueling, but these are just snappy at the moment. And that's hard to look at. It's running in the heat. So we're going outside now. And where did you run off to? feel like I never turned... I feel like this wasn't a puzzle, but this giant circular opening I always needed to think was a puzzle, and I kept staring at it. Hey, bud. This is the first obvious one of these. But it's currently meaningless. Can I give it meaning? Anything standing out? Yeah, once I get inside, I can bestow upon you meaning, young lad. Fuck. Cursor's going wild. Alright, well, gonna have to earn that, aren't we? Is there really not like an obvious one nearby? I just want to do one. I mean, they're not supposed to be obvious, that's the point, but like, gimme. Give me. Oh, it's time to be sneaky. There you go. So now I gotta do symmetry and every dot in the same puzzle. Interesting that you kind of skip ahead, but like that's not very, it's not very helpful, is it? So there's an interesting gap where you process them differently when they're on a corner versus in the middle of a spot. It changes how you can interact with it. Because you have to get it along the way, whereas corners are easy to just kind of pick up while you're going places. No! Now I gotta remember how I did that. A danger clicking. Alright, this one's pretty easy to process just by going from right to left. And just prioritizing whatever one's next in order. No double backs. Double backs are wasteful in the space usage. You do not want to have to go back if you can avoid it. Yo. Yeah. Can I get them all with you? Yes. Haha. I only looked at one side and then looked at the other one afterwards just to see if I would have accidentally solved it. You never know. It would have been cool. There you go. That's actually pleasant looking. They definitely prioritized the aesthetic there, didn't they? Unless it's randomized. And a moment makes me second guess things a little bit. I'm caught off guard by how easily I can switch back and forth between them with my brain. Considering the one of them has inverted controls when I think about it, which I just wasn't thinking about, so it wasn't happening to me. There we go. Alright, that's a decent place to end the episode for now. We're a little over time anyway. But I just want to keep going for a bit. Welcome back to The Witness, everybody. It's been 6 years, I guess? Which means I've been a full-time YouTuber for like 6 years. And that's... Oh, I'm not ready to process that. End video.